Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
The Ministry of Numerovation proudly presents Numerovation for Mental Stability, the book, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. And don't forget to get the deck. Of course, it's the Numerovation Deck of Guidance by Brother King Simon. Not only will the book guide you to stay motivated, but the deck will teach you how to use the numbers so you can better serve yourself. Get the deck and the book now.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver, 0.999 grams.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace. Breathing. We are breathing. Or are we breathing? Greetings, family. How you doing? It's your brother King Simon. Passing through. Today is May the 29th. Want to say happy birthday to Sister Shar Bates. Happy birthday, Shar. Wishing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to Shar Bates, activist, podcaster, influencer. Happy birthday to her. I believe also, who's else's birthday? I believe, first and foremost, as you can see, the topic is find balance with number. Find balance with the number. And I've broken down the word number before. Number. The word num from the dictionary means deprived of sensation. Deprived of sensation. I was supposed to put an ED at the end. Let me correct that. I was supposed to put an ED at the end of deprived of sensation. Yes. The word numb from number or number means deprived of sensation. The two letter, the ER, is expressing, means expressing hesitation. That's why I never want people to limit themselves in just calling themselves a number because you're born on the 1st all the way to the 31st. Don't limit your mind, because numb means deprived of sensation and means expressing hesitation. So I don't want you to deprive yourself of the sensation of what the numbers are trying to take you, where the numbers is trying to take you, because it's really like a spiraling effect, and you either could spiral up or you could spiral down depending on how you use this external symbol called numbers. And like I said, when you go into the dictionary, you see the word numb. Numb, I said again, it means deprived of sensation. So when you allow yourself to be pinned inside of the number instead of using the numbers and its interpretation to guide you to a higher level, you can be deprived of sensation because you limit, and being deprived is something that's stopping you. And stopping the sensation from reaching where it stopping your sensation or that feeling from reaching where you're supposed to go. And then the last part of the word number is the ER, which means expressing hesitation, where you start to second guess and be indecisive and lock yourself in. So you are not the number. Some people run up on me and say, "Oh, King Simon, I'm a number 1, I'm a number 33, I'm a number 22, I'm a number..." I said, no, you're not the number. The number is there to remind you of what you need to do on the higher level of the numbers and what you need to avoid on the lower levels of the numbers. So you have to find balance with the numbers so you don't get locked into being deprived of that emotional sensation or that inner sensation to take you to where you got to go, and then it stops you. It allows you. It puts you in a lock, a chokehold from expressing hesitation in any way. It brings you to expressing hesitation in any way, when in actuality, these numbers are supposed to give you guidance like a GPS to show you how to triangulate and move where you got to move. That's why I tell people, you don't have to do a session with me all the time. People will come to me after they do, how many times should I do this? I always tell people, well, I don't require you to do it all the time. I require you to at least learn it for yourself so you can use it for yourself just in case. And then when it comes to a full halt in your thought pattern, which is really not supposed to be halted, when it comes to a full halt or emergency in your thought pattern because you're going through anxiety issues or you can't figure things out, then you come to me. I don't tell people to come and do all kinds of, do it over and over and over again. If you really need to do it, then I will help. But there's so much that one like yourself can do for yourself by using and understanding the powers of the numeral. And I go back to the Spanish language because the word numero, as spelled as the NUMERO, adds up to a number 29, which is 11. So the numero, other than the number, takes you to a spiritual frequency of the number 11 that heightens your awareness beyond where you're at as human. I was listening to Brother Panic, and he was talking about Kabbalah recently at a lecture he was in. He says those are tools. Those numbers are tools to keep for it's the tools to those who study Kabbalah to keep them on to make things that's spiritual become logical. He said it at the lecture. He may have said it differently, but he said it at the lecture in North Carolina as we was watching it. I even sent him a donation via his PayPal, his Cash App. He said it that the numbers that the gematria and the Kabbalah and all of that, those were tools that they needed to turn spiritual concept into a logical concept. If you understand the duality of the two, the logic and the spiritual can work together. But like Sister Myra Moss would say, where logic ends, the spiritual takes it. That's why in my book, in Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, I say it in front of my book. Numerology uses as a key of human behavior an easy learned method that exercises the mind's intuitive faculty. That's what the numbers are supposed to do. That's what the physical symbol of the numbers and their interpretational guidance is supposed to do. It's supposed to exercise the mind intuitive faculties. That's what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to limit you. It's not supposed to lock you down. It's going to exercise that intuitive muscle to the point when you start seeing the matrix and you're aware of the matrix, you become like Neo, which is just a mix-up word of the number one. Or you become Neo, like neophyte, that learned student, that person. And that's when you start to see. And now you don't just see, you become. And you be a part of the unified balance of the matrix, because there is a balance in the matrix, knowing how to connect from the physical to the spiritual. So find balance with the number that you are connected with, and look for its physicality and look for its spirituality. Look for the physical and the physical and find balance in between that. I, as a numerovator, is here to remind you through the sessions that you do with me to be better and to grow beyond where you at. Not limited. Yes, there are things that you may need to heal from your past that you might, in order for you to carry you over the threshold. But are you willing to continue the journey without depriving yourself and without hesitation? So you have people out there that may have studied numbers, they may have studied astrology, may have studied this, may have studied that, and then stop studying it. Or they may glimpse it at a time to make sure that it's still confirming what they're doing. And that is how we need to look at it. Sometimes live your life, live in the fullness and the greatness of who you are, but be willing to recognize that there's times when you just need to glimpse into the realm of the metaphysics and say, okay, I'm still on my path. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm still spiraling up to be at my highest and wisest level. Like I said on my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. It's a method of exercising the mind's intuitive faculty. Exercising the mind's intuitive faculty. And that's what is most important, is that when you use your own numbers, it's not there to limit you. It's not there to lock you in to anything, because the word NUMB and earth have two meanings. NUMB means deprived of sensation, and meaning expressing hesitation. So if you use the NUMB earth, because some people say, oh, I've heard people say, oh, I'm a number this because that's why I'm doing that. No, you're doing that because you want to do that. You don't blame it on the number. The number reveal your positive and negative. So if you did the other side of that, then you can be more positive on it, right? You can stay focused. That's what it's just to reveal your high and your low premise. Some people say, oh, I'm scared. I'm a number 3. That's why I'm scattered and all over. I'm a number 5. That's why I'm all over the place. That's why I'm good. No, you're choosing, because at the end of the day, you are the director. You are the controller. If you decided not to use the GPS and go another route, that's you going the other route. Whether it takes a longer time to get home or whether it takes a shorter time to get home, at least now you tapped into your inner self. Maybe the numbers or the numerals made you aware that you can tap into your inner self, but don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like people say, blame it on the alcohol. If you did, that's a song. Blame it on the alcohol. If you drank the damn alcohol, you're the one to blame because you drank the alcohol that's going to make you do something stupid. That you took in that spirit to make you do something stupid. It's just like weapons do not kill. It's people that uses the weapon that kills. The gun is just the gun if it's just laying there. The knife is just the knife if it's just laying there. A flame is just flame if it's just burning there. Until you use it as a weapon, as you use a gun as a weapon, until that person picks it up, it doesn't just pick up by itself. This ain't television. It's like, woo, and a gun floating around and then the trigger's being pulled. Make no sense. It takes a certain amount of pounds to pull a trigger. It takes a certain amount of pressure to pull a trigger. So that let's not get crazy. So find balance with all of the spiritual stuff that you're doing, all of the metaphysics stuff that you're doing, all of the health-wise things that you're doing. Find balance. Find balance. And with your own personal number, whether you're born from 1 all the way to 34, 31, find balance. Find balance, because every one of them have a balanced interpretation that can break you free of being deprived. And also it can break you free from being hesitant in what you need to do. It's just reminding you to pay attention to cycles, patterns, sequences. Today, a friend of mine texted me, and they said something about knowing that they're abundant, but always going through financial difficulty. I said, first thing you need to do is realize that both of them are one and the same. It's just two different levels of it. It's just two different levels. If you learn to just live and just be and just enjoy life, but still maintain your discipline of building your nest egg and you find that everything falls into place. There's a calm and storm in this realm. There's always a calm and a storm. This realm is filled with calm, the calming aspect and the storming aspect. Your body goes through the calm and storm. You could be eating and eating good food and all that, and then the storm is when you have to release it out of your backside. There's a storm. You got to sit on that toilet. Sometimes it's like brah, brah, brah. You know what I'm saying? There's a storm happening. Sometimes you feel the rumbling in your body. You know your body was at peace at one point, and then all of a sudden you feel the rumbling in your body and your stomach and your intestine and your tract, and then there's a storm. So your body goes through the storm and the calm also. Everything is about this calm and storm. So stay focused, family. I didn't want to kid. I'm not going to be here on too long. I just wanted to share about finding balance because I've taught about the word number or num and and when you look at that word and you put them together, you have to be very mindful of depriving yourself and being hesitant in how you move. I understand cautious sometimes. I understand caution, but you have to be very mindful to make sure that you're not letting yourself be controlled by a symbol when in actuality, we are the manifestations of symbols. We are a walking symbol. We are a walking altar. We are the great mind that comes up and discovers all these things or rediscover these things to reconnect us from the micro to the macro universe. That is what we need to very much start focusing on, finding that balance. And this Wednesday, I'm going to have somebody that Sonia Barrett is a powerful person that can help you to find balance. Sonia Barrett. And tune into that this Wednesday at 7:00 on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Sonia Barrett is a legend. It's just that she stays under the radar sometimes, but she's a legend. She was right there amongst the teachers like Joe Pookrum and Suzar and all those. She's a legend when it comes to that unpacking and uploading and downloading without other information, but willing to do the cross references when it's time. She'll write a book without even cross referencing yet. And then when the book is finished, then she'll put what science has backed up and showed the connection between what she uploaded because the brain is a receiver and a transmitter. So all of us are able to tap in and pick up things. And then you could be able to cross-reference by what in this realm with what is going on or what people have talked about or what the universe is also revealing to other people, because we all can pick up on this energy. We all can pick up. So make sure y'all tune in to Sonia Barrett at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time, which she'll be on with me at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. And that evening, I will be on Forbidden Knowledge TV. That's May the 31st. Forbidden Knowledge TV, I'll be on at 9:00, but I'll have Sonia Barrett from 7:00 to 8:00. I don't keep people too long because they're busy people. Always remember that. And then in the month of June, I have Ankh Rising's son, Phil Valentine. I have Dr. McCabe Judge. I have Sister Lino. I have Sister the Spiritualist Lino, Sequana Lino. I have her coming in here looking at my calendar. Oh yeah. I have a few people coming. I got Abundance Child. I got to bring her in before her event. Elizabeth, Sister Elizabeth from EPS Holistic Wellness is coming in, and Jessica Marshall is coming in. So I got some great people that I want to introduce and some new people that I want to introduce to y'all on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. That's where we're going to introduce those great people to y'all on my platform on YouTube. But again, family, find balance with the number that you're connected to. You're not the number. Note that you are not the number. Because once you say you're the number, you lock yourself in, and NUMB meaning deprive of sensation, and then means expressing hesitation. Don't lock yourself into a number. Use it as a guiding apparatus to take you the way you go. Be willing to grow and recognize that each level that you grow, the interpretation of the number can keep on taking you up and helping you up to go to the next level. And then when you really want to get jiggy with it, stop multiplying. Stop multiplying. You'll find some interesting multiply until the end, and then add all those numbers together. Then you add all those numbers. Start multiplying. Start doing the exaggerated addition, and you'll see how. And it's an interpretation behind all of them. It's an interpretation behind all of them. Thanks to our ancient ancestors of antiquity that helped us to remind us and realign us again with the use of the symbols called numbers. Whether you're using gematria, whether you're using Kabbalah, whether you're using Chaldean, whether you're using Pythagorean, whether you're studying the Japanese, whether you're studying Chinese numerology, whether you're studying I Ching numerology, whatever you're studying, whether you're studying the gene keys. I have the gene keys. Gene keys is right there, baby. Gene keys is right there. That bottom one there, that's gene keys. Oh yeah, I got the books. I don't play. All that is all numbers. All book. That's just a small portion of my numbers collection. I got boxes of numbers books, but I try not to get into anybody else's interpretation, but take what I need and then formulate what needs to be. Even when you read my books, don't lock yourself into what I'm saying. Lock it. Make sure you relate it to every aspect of when you see those numbers pop up. Make sure you find the balance and the spiritual balance with those numbers and show you, because even if you're looking at, it says people born on this day or people born on that day, don't just look at it for people, but look at it as the expression of that particular day or that particular cycle or that particular pattern. Because I always say on here that you can use any numbers to benefit you. There's no limits on what number. I don't care if today is the 29th and you're born on the 1st. You can use the number 29 to serve your greater purpose too, because that's what the interpretation of those numbers are for, to serve your greater purpose. That's why I said in my book, numbers are simple, people are complicated. It exercises the mind intuitive faculty. Numerology uses numbers as a key to human behavior, an easy learn method that exercises the mind's intuitive faculty. That's what we want you to tap in when you're looking at numbers. Tap into your mental and exercising your mental intuitive faculty, because for you to see the numbers is spiritual. Now, to you to interpret the numbers is also spiritual, but obviously you're seeing the physical number for a reason. So even if you Google up angel number 444 and 333 and 222, relate it to you, and then look at the shadow side of it. Find a shadow. If it's saying something, what's the shadow to it? So you'll know the balance of the two. You know the quote unquote higher frequency and the lower frequency, and you'll find out where you stand in that frequency at that time when you're seeing that particular number, and let it guide you. Let it guide you. Now you're tapping into your intuitive faculties. Now you're tapping in. Like this morning I had a dream about a friend of mine's being on a newspaper, but she was modeling, but I seen her posing with the name embroid on it, like embroidery, the short word for embroidery, embroidered. And when I did the numerology to it, it adds up to a 25, which is a 7. So right then and there, that number 25, which is a 7, is telling me to observe and listen, intuitively observe and listen, and to attract and not chase. To attract. So when I see the word embroid and I broke down the numbers, and I use the Chaldean system. I didn't even use the dream numerology from Nigeria. I use the Chaldean system because it's an older mystical system. When you're breaking down numbers, you use the Chaldean because it taps in. If you start seeing double numbers or triple numbers in the Chaldean, then you know there's a deeper meaning and there's a deeper mystical meaning. It's not just surface. Like sometimes the Pythagorean can be very surface, but sometimes I'll use the Chaldean interpretation and the Pythagorean interpretation so I can get the full picture. And that's what it's about, getting the full picture. Find balance with the number you're connected with. Don't limit yourself in the number, because like I said earlier, people will come to me and say, yo, I'm arrogant, and I know number ones can be very arrogant and this and that. I said, but that's you allowing yourself to be arrogant. If you already identify that you can be arrogant, then reverse that and change it. You can do this. If I was once back before my 40s, in my 40s is when I discovered empathy. If I wasn't empathetic back in the day, I used to have inklings of empathy every now and then, especially when it comes to family and all that kind of stuff. But for me to actually recognize what empathy was and actually unpack that word, then I said, okay, now I need to be able to handle that. I could not be, and that's the number one negative, could be unempathetic. You know, they're not empathetic. They find it because they could be very cold and callous sometimes and straight to the point and all that and cut through a lot of bull crap. Oh yeah, I still do it every now and then. I'll cut through a lot of, because I don't like foolishness too much. I don't like dilly-dallying. Don't like to dilly-dally. That's why my books are not long and thick and, thick and all that kind of stuff, because I like to go straight to the point. I go straight to the point, straight in your face, bap. That's what I want to do with my books. I got to go straight to the point. Then I give you definitions and words and all that kind of stuff in my book. The thickest book I have is my no promotion is bad promotion, because I also have a photo glossary inside there of all the acts and the entertainers that I've worked with. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a picture of all of them, a lot of them that's on there. You know what I'm saying? So please take the time out. Take the time out to, yes, study the number, and yes, study all the numbers you have within your own being and connected to you through your name and your birthday, but you're not the number. Those numbers are just growing, guiding apparatuses for you to keep on spiraling up to the highest and wisest level of who you are. Everyone can do it. Everyone could do it. I am not greater than you. You're not greater than me. All of us can do it, but even all of us have our own individual print, our own individual mathematics. And each one of us uses it uniquely for us. So you can be born on October 7th, and you might not do what Elijah Muhammad did, or you might not do what Desmond Tutu did. You might not do what, who else is born on October 7th? What's his name? The guy over there, Germany, Putin. Putin is born. Every one of them born under the same number. Different year, because I'm only dealing with October 7th, but the basis of that particular number is, yes, they like their peace and quiet, but yes, they are magnifiers, but yes, they also got to be very mindful of getting into contention and arguments, and it's also a spiritual number. So you got to understand the duality of being born under that number. That anybody that deals with them have to respect that they want a peace of mind. They need to be at their own level of peace and understanding. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that comes in when you're looking at people born under the same frequencies of other entertainers or celebrities and other kind of stuff. Know this, that they have the same similar thread that you have. And you have the same similar ability that they have. but they doing it and using it for their perspective and their part of their unique way of life. You're going to use it for your perspective and your unique way of life. You're going to use it for and whoever's in that space have to understand that each one of us have a uniqueness about us, that your experience is not going to be like my experience when studying the numbers or studying astrology or numerology or anything, or just studying yourself is not going to be the same experience as mine. We're here to experience. Man and woman is an experience. Being a man or a woman is an experience. Being claimed and locked in this body is an experience. Enjoy the experience. Enjoy the experience. You know what I mean? Because you're going to go through your hardships. You're going to go through your love and frequency. You're going to go through your high level. You're going to go through your joy. But enjoy the frequency. Enjoy the experience. All right? On that note, family, make sure you go to my link tree in the description of this profile. If you're new to me, make sure you lock on to my YouTube channel, King Simon Presents Only Quality People and the New Motivation Nation. Also, if you're on Facebook, you're always welcome to join my private group on Facebook. They get the goodies. My private book on Facebook is called The Ministry of New Motivation. You can go to that link. You can request and be a part of that. That link is in the link tree also. All my links is in my link tree, even through my Patreon page, all of that. All my links is on. I've been focused on Patreon in a while, but I'm going to have to start focusing on Patreon because, people are still there showing love. All right. So have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Remember, Wednesday, I have Sonia Barrett, who deals with she's a neuroscientist, and she deals with the metaphysics of opening and going into the path within you, learning how to the natural science of the path within or inwards. So we're going to be speaking on that with Sonia Barrett this coming Wednesday, and then I'll be on the Mental Strategist show on Forbidden Knowledge at 9:30. Sonia Barrett at 7:00 on Wednesday, and then the two sisters I'm going to be with, Nikki and Antania, at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Be safe. Be focused. Be strong. Be your greatest self. Peace and love. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
The Ministry of New Motivation proudly presents New Motivation for Mental Stability, the book, a new motivational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. And don't forget to get the deck. Of course, it's the New Motivation Deck of Guidance by Brother King Simon. Not only will the book guide you to stay motivated, but the deck will teach you how to use the numbers so you can better serve yourself. Get the deck and the book now.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver 0.999 grams.